I'd like to begin today's meeting by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we are gathered and pay my respect to elders past, present and emerging. We are situated on Yugambeh land. I'd also like to acknowledge any sorry business that might be being felt in the community at this point in time. Welcome to the City Lifestyle Committee meeting of Wednesday the 8th of October. I declare this meeting open at 10:32. I would like to advise attendees in the room that this meeting is being webcast and audio recorded. I believe we only have one leave of absence. Councillor Fraser has submitted a leave of absence. Is there a mover for this motion? That has been moved by Councillor Jackson and seconded by Councillor Russell. Could I see the show of hands? That has been carried by everyone in the room. There is now a motion displayed on the screen to confirm the previous minutes. It says that the minutes of the City Lifestyle Committee meeting held on the 10th of Wednesday, 10th of September be confirmed. Do I have a mover for this motion? That has been moved by Councillor Bannon and seconded by Councillor Jackson. Can I see a show of hands? That has been carried. I now refer to the declarations of conflicts of interest. Do any councillors wish to declare a conflict of interest for any of our agenda items today? Councillor Murphy.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is a declarable conflict of interest for a future report. There is a current CBF application, the Community Benefit Funds for the Beenleigh Yatala Junior Chamber of Commerce. I'm declaring a conflict of interest because Kerry Savran, my council advisor, also holds a position on the Beenleigh Yatala Chamber of Commerce board. And when that comes to our meeting, I will be stepping away from that decision. Thank you.
Okay, so are you choosing to stay for the meeting No, you're not going to stay for the meeting?
It's not on our agenda today, Councillor Hall, but for future events I will be declaring a conflict of interest and stepping away from any report that's brought to Council.
Understood. I will now refer to the reports on today's agenda. Our first report is item 6.1, Community Events Review. I actually have next to me, acting as Director Community and Lifestyle, Mr. Brent Dowden. Now, this report is with the Venues and Events Manager, Mr. Brad Page. You're free to speak to your report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, all. Councillors, the report you have before you today is the culmination of a number of engagements that we've had over the past few months, looking into how we can better support community events delivered across the city. The report itself has 3 recommendations for your consideration today. So those are, the first of which is how we implement the discount at our community venues for not-for-profit and community groups. If that recommendation is supported, we would look to bring back a revised suite of fees to you as part of the 26-27 budget process early next year. The second recommendation is to investigate the transition of some of our events that are delivered internally via council staff and to seek support from the community and commercial sector to deliver those events. The intent of that is to deliver them more cost effectively and also to reduce the admin resource on council staff. The third recommendation for your consideration is the establishment of a multi-year community event sponsorship framework. The benefits of that, again, to provide a level of certainty for our community events for their funding and support for a number of years, instead of the current process whereby those events need to seek support via the grants process each year. So there's no guarantee that that funding is available. This addresses that by providing an opportunity to have a multi-year funding piece. I would also identify that there are a couple of confidential attachments in this report. So if you did have questions relating to those confidential attachments, just a consideration of whether you would need to move into a confidential session for that. And finally, just I guess a personal one from me, just a thank you to the room for, in particular, the first workshop engagement we had. Really collaborative session, and I think it really helped inform the way that this report was put together, and I think it's going to provide some really beneficial pieces to really reduce red tape and make it easier for our community groups to deliver these community events. Other than that, happy to hand back to yourself, Mr Chair, and take any questions.
Thank you. Okay, councillors, I'd like to note that the item 6.1 is a public report, but it does have confidential attachments. If we are going to discuss any part of that confidential attachments, we will have to move into confidential. Do I have any councillor that would like to move us into confidential? Councillor Wilcox has moved that we move into confidential. That's seconded by Councillor Bradley. Can I see a show of hands? Councillor Jeremiah, how do you vote?
Against.
And I am also against. That has been carried, so we will move into confidential. Okay, councillors, I believe we are being webcast and audio recorded again. Does any councillors have any questions while we are out of confidential for the Venue and Events Manager, Mr. Brad Page? There being none? Okay, there's a motion up on the wall behind me, and that has been moved by Councillor Bannon. Do I have a seconder? Mayor John Raven has seconded. Can I have show of hands in support? That has been carried by everyone in the room. Okay, I believe we have no further reports. Does any councillor have any general business for the Venue and Events Manager, Mr. Brad Page? There being none. Mr. Brad Page, do you have any general business for us?
No, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, that means you're free to go. Okay, I don't believe we have any late reports. And so that concludes the agenda for today. Does anyone have any general business for the Acting Director, Mr. Brent Dowden? Councillor Heremiah.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My question today is about a signature project in the development front of the city, Rosier Park. And what we all know is that this property on which Rosier Park is proposed to be built on has been plagued with issues, from the initial purchase to proposed master plan not working on the site due to environmental constraints. The good news is that by working with myself and the local club there that would be able to use the facility, we've created a plan that has a lower footprint and lower impact on the site, which should have a better chance to get approved under environmental regulation. Now, the club worked really hard on this plan. It's been presented to council. I believe that council officers are working on revising the environmental assessment so it can be submitted to the federal government and eventually get approved so we can start construction. I wanted to ask, what is the progress of lodging that application with the federal government to get environmental approval for this important project?
Through the Chair, thank you for the question, Councillor Heremiah. I don't have that information to hand, but I'm happy to reach out to the Sports Community Infrastructure Manager, Ben O'Brien, to get an update, and I can take it offline and shoot that update to you shortly.
Thank you. That'd be fantastic, because this project is years behind schedule, and the club has been fantastic to work with to try to figure out a feasible way to get this done. Like many projects, we're dependent on other people. Council can't just go in and start construction without getting environmental approval on the site. So the more we can do to pressure and get that approval, the faster, the better it is for the community to get this facility delivered. So it'd be great to get that update. Thank you.
Mayor Raven, you have a question.
Is it fair to say, Councillor Heremiah, you'd just like to get the approval process rolling? Speed skating? No. Okay, fair enough.
Well, hilarious joke, Mr. Mayor. I'm serious, because the sad thing about this project is when it was initially identified with a certain amount of money, construction prices have gone up so much. So if we managed to get environmental approval and not have the issues that were lobbed on us from other levels of government and past council decisions, we would have been able to deliver more with the same amount of money. So it'd be good to deliver this project before construction prices go up even more.
Thank you. Councillors, is there any further general business for the acting manager? Councillor Lane?
Thanks very much, Mr. Chair. I'm so thin you didn't see me here. Acting Director, I just wanted to give you the heads up that Andre Rivet, one of our wonderful disabled athletes, has been really well supported by Council in years past, and he's heading off to CUSAC, and he'll be representing Queensland in discus on Monday the 13th. at 2:30 p.m. Shot put on Tuesday the 14th, and I just want to wish Andre well, but also to say thank you very much to the organisation for getting in behind him and really supporting him and his family, who are wonderful community members in my local area. So thank you very much.
Awesome. There being no general business from the floor, Acting Director Brent Downer, do you have any general business for us?
No, I do not. Thank you, Chair.
There being no further general business, I now declare the City Lifestyle meeting of Wednesday the 8th of October concluded at 10:52. Thank you.